Making a commitment, especially making a long-term or a lifelong commitment. There comes a moment when we realise that there's someone or something that we can't live without, that has to be in our lives. And how does that feel? At that moment, how does it feel when you know you're going to make a commitment? How's that felt to you when you've made one? What are the sort of words that come up? Scary. Scary, yes, scary. Yes, Doris. What else?
Expensive.
I thought that would come from the actress, but yeah. Scary, expensive possibly, and exciting and challenging. The two that I certainly always experience are scary and exciting. Now I'm a committer. I like to commit to things, and I like to get stuck in. My friends say to me, Charlie, you're really committed. At least I think that's what they're saying, anyway. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, and lovely to see so many tonight. I'm ready to make a commitment here. And it's a long-term commitment. And the commitment's to Toastmasters. I've given it a lot of thought and I've realised that I want to be a Toastmaster and I want to be developing my public speaking skills for the rest of my life. And that means two things. Working on the skills and participating and contributing to Toastmasters generally and to Epsom speakers specifically while I live around here. So you're stuck with me. We get a monthly magazine. And recently, a great article about Dick Hendricks, 101 years old, Toastmaster for 50 years. Still going. Comes out the Old People's Home every 2 weeks and he goes. That, ladies and gentlemen, will be good.
How old are you?
Not long to go. I invite you to join me. I invite you to join me on this journey to make a commitment to your public speaking. Why commitment? Why not just participate? Why not just show up? In my experience, when we commit to something, something moves, something starts to happen. Great experiences come to us. Things that we couldn't have possibly imagined. It's the beginning of everything. And why public speaking? Why not any of the other things that I'm quite interested in? Well, I've given it a lot of thought, and my conclusion is that public speaking isn't just a leadership skill that's useful for leaders, but it's the leadership skill that is essential for leaders. We've got a vision. We need people to hear it. We want people to take action. We need them to understand exactly what to do. And how better to let people know that we've heard them than by expressing what we've heard. Now, we all join Toastmasters for a reason. And we'll give a reason like to be more confident at work, to do the best man speech, to do my PowerPoints. But actually, underneath all of that, my view is there's a deeper reason. And it's like the thing that Daniel said. We want to make a contribution. We've got something to say. We've got something to share. And speaking well is essential for that. So how am I going to develop my speaking skills? Well, I'm going to use the manual that you've heard us talk about tonight. The 10 skills that are in the manual and keep on working on them as I carry on doing my speeches. But I'm going to introduce 3 new words to go along with commitment. The first one is challenge. I'm going to challenge myself. So you know when you write a speech and you sit down and there's a moment you think, oh, I could put that in, and you think, oh, blimey, I can't put that in, that's really terrifying, I'm not going to put it in. Well, it's doing that thing. It's doing that thing every time and time again, really challenging myself. And courage. I'm inspired by a man called Salvador Allende. He was the president of Chile in the 70s. His final speech is in here. He made that speech as the bombs fell around him in his presidential palace. He inspired his people to keep on fighting. He died an hour after the speech was delivered. Courage. And passion. Passion, especially collective passion. I see that in spades in Toastmasters. We have this collective passion. We have this drive to help each other, to get better. You mentioned the Six Nations, Daniel. Well, we see it in the rugby. We see before the matches when they sing their national anthems. And no more so than for me than when the French sing their national anthem. The crowd rises as one when they get to their chorus and they sing Aux hommes, les citoyens, formez bataillon, marchons, marchons, qu'un pur, abrève les sillons. Gets you right here, doesn't it? Actually, for you, it probably gets you right there. So challenge, courage, and passion. That's what I'm taking forward. And what about this contribution to Epsom speakers that I talked about? Why Epsom speakers? And why will that help me become a better speaker? Well, the news is, folks, Epsom speakers is us. And we are Epsom speakers. See all these? All these things, all these pinnacles, these are here because they have been won by the people in this room. The people present, the people past. I'm inspired again by this man, Lance Miller, world champion of public speaking a few years back. 14 years on the bounce, he tried to win the world championship. He won it eventually. He didn't win at the club for 9 years. So what was going on there? His take on it was his club was so good that he couldn't get out of the club. And once he got out of the club after 9 years, then it was a breeze to get to the internationals. And why was his club so good? Well, Lance says, because they did the ordinary extraordinarily. Everything they did, they poured their heart and soul into it. So I ask myself, do we do that? Do we do this here at Epsom Speakers? Well, I certainly see it in long-standing members and in newer members. But I'm also clear, it's not my place to judge whether other people do it. The only question to ask is, do I do it? And I think back to my school report and the old could do better, and I think I could do better. So I'm making my commitment as full participation in Epsom Speakers. Participation in the club and outside of the club, supporting other people, taking this seriously and pouring my heart into it. So this is my mission, and this is my task, to develop my public speaking skills and to participate in Toastmasters for as long as I am on 2 legs, and maybe not on 2 legs. Now some of you will be listening to this and thinking, yeah, that's a great idea, Charlie, and I already do all that. And there are people in this room of whom that is true. And you inspire me. This is why I want to do it. I see the example of people who do that and it makes me want to do it. You also may think, yeah, but this is a bit much. This is just my Monday night out. I'm not interested in getting stuck in that level. And that's fine too. Although we're non-religious, this is a broad church. We should be able to accept people to participate in the way that they want to participate. However, I invite you to take the leap. I invite you to challenge yourself. I invite you to make a commitment. Make a commitment to your public speaking. Inspire yourself. Inspire others. Test the power of Toastmasters and see the difference that you will make. Mr. Toastmaster.